Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlisify to the first Fan Fridays for the week. So this time we're going to be starting off with David. I have not seen a Manectric in a while. I haven't seen an Electivire in a while. Also, it's a Manectric and a Sceptile on the same team, so one of them isn't going to be Mega. This looks like it's going to be an interesting battle overall. And let's see what we have. So, Ash Shooting Challenge, and it's going to be Darkrai and Mew. Already starting off strong because I'm pretty sure Mew has never been given away as a shiny event. So this just shows how much of a problem hacking is, because I have the electric terrain set up for the Manectric as well. Yeah, this just shows how much of a problem hacking is, because this is literally the first battle I've reviewed for all of Fan Fridays, and it already has cheated Pokemon in it. However, Electivire will use the electric terrain and not go down to the Dark Void as Manectric sets up that Lightning Rod into the Discharge. Mew takes a little bit of damage, did get that nasty plot, so it is a scary Pokemon right now. And then Darkrai is paralyzed. It is 30% on the Discharge, so that pretty decent. And then Manectric has Discharge, so now it's a double Discharge electric terrain. There we go. Just pure beatdown. Mew now gets paralyzed. It synchronizes, can't affect the Manectric. Mew's going to go for another nasty plot. The opponent's getting way too greedy right here. And yeah, that's pretty bad, because now Electivire gets a Discharge, and the opponent is going to drop. Also, Manectric gaining more stats. So, yeah, like, I feel like this is a preview of what it's going to be like when we have Tapu Koko, because Tapu Koko, it's just going to set electric terrain, so that means Smeargle's not going to be as powerful, any kind of like random hypnosis strategy isn't going to be as powerful, and I mean, Tapu Koko, if it's a special attacker, then it gets the Discharge into a Pokemon like Manectric, and then Manectric already gets some fastness behind it. It could then maybe Mega, except not in VGC, because Megas aren't allowed, so already the metagame is shaping up to be very interesting. But the Motor Drive gaining speed, and then already getting the extra special attack because of the boost to electric moves, and then Manectric just destroys everything, and now the battle's already over. When I looked at the bottom screen, since it tells you how many turns are left, I saw 3 turns, and I thought that, oh, I guess the opponent rage quits because his Darkrai gets, well, no. This just ran everything over in 3 turns. Cool, so we got the block on the Darkrai, we got the shutdown on the hacker, and then we got the crazy snowball. Alright, I want to see more from this team, so I'm going to go and enter the battle code if I can actually find where all these codes went. So yeah, normally this is where I would like cut the video, but I did a bad, and actually electric terrain is probably needed for me in my life because I slept in way too much, and now I'm desperately struggling to get all of Fan Fridays set up for the day, but there we go. So let's see how this one ends up going, and is it going to be the same? Ooh, triple battle? Okay, I wasn't expecting triple battle, but if it works, it works. So, I'm guessing a lot of snowballing and stuff like that. And the Manectric. Okay, so the opponent is doing a legendary dog opening, and Manectric's in the center, so this is going to be interesting. Because, yeah, the one thing about electric terrain is that if you bring electric terrain and your opponent has electric type Pokemon, they're going to benefit from it as well. It's a field condition. But at the same time, if you're using electric Pokemon and they have electric Pokemon, you're not going to really benefit too much. And oh my goodness, I just realized Manectric's going to be like an amazing either counter Pokemon to electric terrain or just its own really good Pokemon to have, because the Lightning Rod will stop the opponent's attack, and then you gain special attack, and then the double triple Discharge into just stats. Suicune takes a hit. Raikou, he doesn't really care too much. Suicune gets paralysis, though. And then, I was about to say, where's Electivire with the Discharge? Interesting stuff. Also, Electivire does work because it has the Earthquake in case there's another Pokemon that is able to have Lightning Rod or something. And maybe even the Ice Punch for Ground-type Pokemon. But then that'd be mixed, so never mind. I don't know. The Electivire is kind of weird, because the Motor Drive is incredibly powerful for a double Discharge or multiple Discharge kind of comp. And I'm just like, watch. Yeah, like we have the Volt Absorb heal as well. So there's so much going on with this Discharge. That Electivire does make a lot of sense because it eventually just gets too fast for anything to deal with. But it's a physical attacker, not a special attacker. Therefore, it's kind of lacking the damage. But I don't think the opponent knows what's going on with the Lightning Rod. It's going to soak in those moves and then just make it stronger. Discharge, stronger. This is just really silly. Fortunately, we do have another battle. So after this battle, we're going to do one more and just see what we can make of this team. But yeah, the Electric Terrain. It's that 50% boost to damage, either showing how little damage Electivire does naturally or how much tankiness Raikou can have. There's Deontay, and there is a lot of people use that Volcania now that it had that event recently, but it was only like a Japanese event, and maybe I think it's now in Europe. So it's gonna be interesting seeing like when this Pokemon finally makes it to the US and gets a little bit more widespread. There's Manectric with the Discharge. Electivire keeps getting faster, and Volt Absorb doesn't really matter because the opponent hasn't even had a chance. So that will be enough to just wipe the opponent's field right there. I mean, what is Manectric at? Like +4, +5 at this point? It has way too many stats. And Discharge doesn't affect Manectric because I guess he is now at full special attack. Oh, so it was at +6 then. And there's Hoopa. Mega. Okay, so it is Mega Manectric. That was one thing I was wondering, like, you could have the Mega Manectric because you just eat a couple of Volt Absorbs and then you transition it, and you also have the Intimidate, which has its own good things going for it. Electivire has a Thunder Punch, so not choiced, but showing that Electivire has really good... Okay, so maybe it is a physical Electivire, it just has 0 special attack investment. It just uses the Discharges to power up the Manectric, to then power up itself for the speed, and then it might have the Ice Punch for the Ground-type Pokemon, Earthquake for the other Volt Absorbers, or something like that. And then Manectric should have the Protect, and I think that's what this team is getting at. So let's go into the last submission here. This is a really silly stuff going on. I love it. Like, I think that this is a bit of looking towards the future because of Tapu Koko strategies, or maybe even other Pokemon that get Electric Terrain or that can set some kind of other field condition. You know, it's good like that. So almost done typing this in, and let's check out the final battle for this. Double battle once again, free battle spot. Oh, this time it's, oh man, where was the that's, I was like, where was the strategy for VGC? I was like, right, it was getting stomped out by Groudon. So I'm like, oh, against Kyogre, this seems like it would do really well, but then yeah, that's about where the train ends right there. So Manectric, it's just going to chill there, and Weavile setting up a Swords Dance. So Weavile trying to go big. I'm not sure how well that's going to work because Weavile's a frail Pokemon. Superior, though, going for the Snowball, and that is a Leaf Storm. Finally, someone decides to do damage to this team. We're going to see where that goes, but if Electivire outspeeds Weavile next turn, it's pretty much over. I wonder if the opponent is paying attention to that Motor Drive. Oh, no, Weavile also gets paralyzed. So, yeah, now it's totally done. And then that is going to be the Discharge. We didn't really see too much damage on Superior. It is a tanky Pokemon. Weavile taking a little bit of damage. Oh, wait, there was no Electric Terrain set up. So that's just a combo right now. And the opponent doing good right there to, like, say, all right, I'm getting outsped. Might as well try to get the most out of what I'm doing here. But now Weavile is going to go down to the Discharge. Manectric, wow, big hit. Off of that Giga Drain, Superior back up to full health. Leaf Storm, it just... Leaf Storm into Get Bodied combo is absolutely powerful. Superior, though, gets paralyzed. And that's another thing, now that you think about it. When you have, like, non-stop discharges, it's a 30% chance to get paralyzed. And that's 3 shots that it's taken so far. And people just love hacking their legendary Pokemon, don't they? So let's go. There's Thundurus. And Mewtwo is just going to outspeed, go for the Psy Strike onto the Thundurus. So much damage on Thundurus. Manectric, hidden Flamethrower though. It's got the stats and it's got the power to knock out Superior. So that's what happens when you go into the Discharge after that. And then Thundurus with the Discharge going to make Manectric just a little bit more powerful and doing something to the Mewtwo. Okay, so Mewtwo gets paralyzed. Like, the paralysis hacks this game. Unreal. So now we get to see Manectric's gonna outspeed Discharge, heal up, and then also one-shot. Is the battle over? Like, is this gonna be enough to take out Mewtwo and Kyogre? Because it's going to be good heals, and it's going to do things, and Manectric's going to get that Discharge. I feel like that's actually the turn where you just Mega Evolve to try to soak the most power out of it. But we'll see what happens here. So Kyogre, it will... Oh, okay, so Manectric, didn't get enough stats, but there we go. And then Thundurus. All right, Thundurus still outspeeds, though. Yeah, Kyogre not the fastest of Pokemon in that Primal. And there we go. So that happened. This team just did a thing, and that was really fun to watch. Like, you think about the double discharge, volt absorb stuff. I haven't seen it done quite like this. And nearing the end of Pokemon X and Y, Omega Reaps, nearing the end of 6th generation, going into Pokemon Sun and Moon, it's cool to see that this strategy is only going to get buffed in the 7th generation, and it's already showing that it could still be fresh in some kind of way. So there we go. Also, I'm looking up Electivire. What does Electivire have? Like, I want to know its special attack. So I'm pretty sure it's not a lot. Okay, it has a respectable special attack. So, I mean, after looking at how little of damage it's doing in the electric terrain stuff, it had to have been, like, physical invested or maybe, like, very low mixed, something like that. What were the hit points of the Electivire? I'm just going to start the battle really quick again, see the hit points, because it might be, like, bulk invested with some speed investment to get the motor drive and then have some attack investment behind it. So at level 50, it should have 182 if it has max hit point investment. And what we're going to see is the Electivire 155. Okay, so I'm guessing just speed, attack, maybe attack, special attack, and some speed. I don't know. I'd be really interesting to see the comment on what you did for this team. Now I'm interested as to what could have happened. So if you guys enjoyed the battle, let's get into the next Fan Fridays, and it's just gonna be crazier from here, I guess.